Crestron's Home OS allows you to create, edit, and delete light scenes. And it's so easy, I'm going to show you how to do it in less than 1 minute. Now I know when you started this video, you saw that the time on the video is more than a minute, but that's because there's a lot of really cool things you can do with light scenes, and after I show you how to create one, I'm going to dive into some of the other things that you can do. All right, let's jump right into it. We're going to use our iPad. All right, so here we are on the iPad, and you'll see that I have two apps. The first one is the Crestron Home App, and that's the app that you use day to day to control all the features of your home system. This would have been installed on your iPad or iPhone or Android tablet or phone by your Crestron installer. They should have also given you the Crestron Home Setup app. This is the app that you're going to use to create light scenes. So we're going to jump into lights. We're going to go to our media room. Here we have some lights. We're going to quickly set them to different levels. Those levels look really good for me. And I'm going to do add edit scene. New scene, name. For us will be test, but give it a good name. Maybe it's on after a movie like you just saw, or late night, or dim, party, or entertain. Hit OK. We see we've got our lights at the adjustment we want. Let's make that a little faster. Hey, 1 second fade. Once we activate the scene, it's going to take 1 second to set the lights to that level. And save. There you go. It's in the list of scenes. We can go back, see it in the list of scenes. And if we jump over to our Crestron Home app, go to Rooms, Media Room, that quickly we'll see that there's that new scene. That's all it takes to create a light scene with Crestron's Home OS, done by the end user with no programming required, and I think that was much quicker than 1 minute. All right, now I'll show you a couple other neat things you can do with light scenes. A lot of homes nowadays have very open floor plans. Maybe the kitchen is right next to the family room or great room, and there's no wall in between them. It just flows from one room to the other. When you create a light scene in the kitchen, it might make perfect sense to have a couple of the lights in the family room affected also. And I'll show you how we can do that from that scene that we created in the media room. All right, so we're going to go back to our iPad, and we're going to use the Crestron Home Setup app again. We're going to go back in, go into Lights, into our media room. There's our test scene, and let's go add edit scenes. We're going to hit the pencil icon for the test scene. And down at the bottom is the plus minus lights. Let's click on that. And then we're going to go over to the office for an example for here in our office. And we're going to include the ceiling lights. And we're going to hit done. Up top where it says media room, you'll now see that there's a little drop down arrow. And if we click on that, we can see the office room is also included in the scene. We're going to go there and we're going to make sure that our lights are on in the ceiling in the office. Now the office has ceiling fans, so they're not dimmable lights. So we just have on and off, but that's good enough for our example. And we go back to the media room. We see that our lights are still set at that test levels. And we're going to hit save. And we're going to come back out. All right, so before we test our scenes, let's go over to the office and just turn that light off so that we can tell if it actually affects that scene. And then come back to the media room. And we'll turn them all on. There you go. So now in our scene we just created, we have different light levels for the 3 lights in the media room, and then the office is all on. So let's hit that test button. And we see that the lights in the media room were triggered to the correct level. And we go over to the office and boom, we see that those are on now too. So with one scene in the media room, we were able to control the lights in the media room, but also include lights in other rooms. So that's great, but now that we are affecting lights, like let's say in the office in my shop, or in the example of a home with an open floor plan, we're affecting the lights in that family room, it would be good if that scene was also available in the family room. Right now we can see that when we're on the media room, we have that test scene, but when we go over to the office, we have all on, all off, ceiling on, but we don't have the ability to fire that test scene. Can we share scenes across different rooms even though it was created in a particular room? And yes, you can. I'm going to show you how to do that now. So the Crestron Home Setup app is the same app that we use as the installer or my technicians use to configure the entire home. So there's a level of programming and configuration that we don't let the end users get to. They don't really need to, but there is an advanced user configuration screen, I guess you would say, and it gives you some of the advanced features for lighting, but also for thermostats and scheduling too, and I'll show you that now. So with that, the advanced user password has to be set by your installer so that you can get into that menu. I'm going to show you that now. So here we are back in the Crestron Home Setup app. We're going to click on the two bars in the bottom left-hand corner, and then Settings, and then Configure System. Now here, the username for the advanced user is just that, all one word, all lowercase, advanced user. That can't be changed. There's not other ones at this time. It's just that. The password I set for this is password. Remember to change your password. Use strong passwords. At this point, though, when the user gets into that point, there's not a whole lot of damage someone can do. It's just configuring some basic scenes and scheduling. You see that here on this new page that's in front of us. So let's go into Scene Setup and then Configure Light Scenes. And then we're going to go to the Media Room. It's on the Media Room. And down at the bottom is the Test Scene. And now you see the eye icon, third over from the left. Click on that, and we can say what other rooms will have this scene available to them. So I'm going to click on the office in my example for the shop, but in the example we were talking about, like kitchen and family room, that would have been selecting in the family room so that when you're controlling that room, you would still see that scene. It's a good idea as it does affect lights in that room. Okay, let's come back out. We're going to just hit the back arrow a couple times in the little door. Yep, we're out. Let's go into lights. We're in the office already, and there it is. Media room test scene is on. Now at the same time, you also see that there's a radio button next to all on that is on, and that's because there's only one light in that room. We can turn it off, and we'll see that there's a radio button now just next to just all off. Let's jump over to the media room and let's turn them all on. Just for this example, we're going to go back to the office room and we're going to trigger that test scene. Okay, there we see that the office lights have come on, and we jump over to the media room and we see that those lights have been set back to the levels that are in the test scene. So there you go. We've just shown you how to create a scene, add other lights from other rooms to the scene, and then share that scene across other rooms for control. If we jump back to the Crestron app, your daily user, the daily driver app, the app you're going to use every day to control your system, and when we come back into it, it's got to connect to the home. And we're going to go to Rooms. In the office, we'll see that we click on the three buttons. We have all on, all off, and test. And this would also be true if we jump over to the media room and click on the three radio buttons next to lights. We're going to see all on, all off, the on after movie, and the test scene. And you can always just control your lights like that. That's all we have for you in this video. If you found it interesting and helpful, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing to our channel, and if you'd like help with your automation, home security, or networking, you can reach us at our links below. Thank you.